Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everybody. This is Mustan Billah, the founder of Master Academy. I'm glad that everyone are here. So we have our special guest, Ashley Watkins Clark, founder and CEO of Kawa Entertainment LLC. Ash, can you hear me? Hello. We have our foreign friend, Mr. Ariel Ferdman. He's a freelancer. He's working hard on Freelance International Limited. So, Ariel, welcome to our program. Hello, Ariel, can you hear me? Hello, am I audible to everyone? Please make sure I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
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 So,
Yes,
Ariel,
sir.
I inviting you to join us. Ariel Ferdman. Can you hear me, Ariel? Okay, so I think he has some issues with the internet. So we have our another guest, Miss Rezwana Khan. She's a CEO and founder of Star Computer Systems Limited. Rezwana Khan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to welcome you to our English Club inauguration ceremony. So I'm starting by you. So can you please give us your valuable opinion about our club and say something about our club, that how we can improve and do better in future?
Of course. Thank you very much and welcome to all. Thank you very much for adding me in this important club, which is basically very much important for our professional life. Basically, why we need English? We need English basically, not only for our education, for our business purpose, because it's an international language, and we need to work with English. That is very important. So we need to ensure how professionally we can ensure ourselves that yes, we are using proper English for speaking, for listening, for writing. That is very much important. So actually what I want is for English Club, what I think that we need English, business English for our career. So for that reason, actually, I want to work with, I have already agreed with Mr. Mustan Billah, that yes, we should work with our professional English learning, teaching, and basically tutorials or trainings for our professional lives. So it's not only important for our, for our regular life, it's important for our professional life too. And this is very much important. For listening is very much, what I have found in my whole, during my life, my career time and everything, that we have sometimes, English has different accents. So, there is American accents, there is British accent, there is Australian accents and other accents. So we need to ensure ourselves that to understand these accents, and the listening is very much important, which I know that we have some difficulties. Our Bangladeshi students, professionals, we have the problem that we don't understand sometimes. We are not, it is not our fault basically, because we don't have that such practice. So that is why we need, this listening thing, we need to ensure ourselves. That's why whenever I have asked, even in my office, I always advise to my employees that do IELTS course. Why do IELTS course? I'm just giving an example. Why? Because IELTS ensure you at least a minimum level of speaking, definitely. Minimum level of listening. This is very much important, that you understand what your, other part, what they're saying. We need to understand the accent, the talking, and what they're talking. So we need to understand that too. And definitely the drafting, because different drafting is basically an excellent thing. We need to understand that how to draft a letter, offer. So this is very important, and grammar is also very important. It doesn't mean that we are speaking very fluently, but we are not maintaining the grammar. This is also not right. Grammar is also very much important. Spelling is very much important. Vocabulary is very much important. So that is why basically the English Club is here, that we can discuss our shortcomings, limitations, problems, so that we can give different kind of solution, good solution for our youth, for us, for the people of Bangladesh. And additionally, what I have suggested to Mr. Mustain as well, that not only we need professional English, we also need professional etiquette. So I have added this one more thing with our, with the trainings I will offer, that we also need to have an orientation of professional etiquette, that what we should do always. How to maintain, just for example, that we are getting one email, maybe just we need to ensure that yes, we have received with thanks, or acknowledgement of that email we are receiving, to acknowledge that email that yes, we have received. That is also part of professional etiquette. So this simple thing basically, but we need, and also the communication. So communication is also part of, communication is important, but sometimes communication is very much important for professional etiquette as well. So this kind of grooming, this kind of counseling, we need to, we want to give our youth and fresher people and people, who wants to learn. So that's pretty much it about from my side, and definitely I will give my input, and I will try to give my input, and also will try to learn from you also. That is also very much important. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Rizwana Khan, for your valuable speech. Now, I would like to invite our Register Sir from Bangladesh Copyright Office. Dear Sir, please unmute your microphone and join us, please.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Billa. Actually, I would like to uh, discuss or present my speech after after the guest remarks. However, it doesn't matter when I would speak at the beginning or at the end. Never
Yes,
mind.
sir, I will give you more floor. Don't worry.
Okay, never mind. Then just I must say you hello, Mr. Ariel Fredman, but, and dear Rizwana Khan, Mr. Ashley Clark, and my distinguished participants. I was um, I was hearing the the very useful remarks from Miss Rizwana. It's really very impressive. Your what you have suggested about the professional etiquette, and you also told about business English. Now, um, actually, here we are, not for academic English. We need to communicate ourselves at first to know the basic communication. That's why here we have so many persons who has a excellent academic career, but as well as we who are not very much familiar with speak or communicative English. And that is the main problem almost in every stage of our society. Because we are not very much used to speak or communication in English. So I would suggest to the all the persons who would join the English language club. Don't worry, it is not too much hard, because um, as um, as a Bangladeshi we are, how we can speak in our mother tongue. An English person couldn't ever speak as me to speak in Bangla. So you don't have to be much more worried. Just at first you start, you begin, then after few days uh, you would understand it's not a very big deal. Just I want to share a story uh, about a Chinese worker. Uh, he got a job in New York. Unfortunately, he couldn't speak English. And what's happened? He became very worried. How could he go to New York and join his work? But his well-wisher assured him, "Don't worry." And then they gave and then they told him, "Look, um, we will just aboard you in the plane, and the other persons in the New York, they will they will receive you, and you will be easily reach at your destination." But he was worried about the um, uh, about the hours in the plane. So he told, "How could I, if I feel to drink, or if I have to go to the washroom, then how could I say, or how could I communicate?" So his well-wisher, his friends, gave him 4 pieces of papers. In first paper, it was written his name and profession, and in second paper, uh, it was his address where he has to go, and then in third paper, need of need to drink water, and the fourth one was need to go to the washroom. After the plane started, he fall asleep, and a few hours later, he wake up and he felt hungry. So in the meantime, he has forgotten in which pocket he has kept the papers to drink water. But after a few times, he took the piece of water and showed to the air hostess, and air hostess kindly showed her to the washroom. That was happened, but the Chinese worker at last reached at New York, and he passed a very nice time of during her uh, full time of assignment. That's why I told you, just it's a story or joke. It is not a very big deal. You just need to take the courage to learn the English, to communicate, to speak with your colleague. You have to leave your shyness. Then you would be able to communicate yourself. So, um, uh, so I would again encourage all of you, and after few days, you would understand what I have shared with you. And at this moment, I would like to stop myself, and thanks again to Ms. Rizwana about to raise the issue about business English, professional English, and definitely professional etiquette. That is very important, and you would understand, you would be able to know what is actually professional etiquette. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jafar sir, for your valuable speech. Now, I would like to invite our special guest, Mr. Ariel Ferdman. He is from abroad. So, Ariel Ferdman, please unmute your microphone and join us, please. And you are welcome to our program, Ariel Ferdman.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
So this is indeed English and language in general are very important. Well, I think it's one of the most important things in life in general, and also in business, in work, because we live in a time when business and everything, all of our work is global. markets are global, competition is global. And, for example, so my country, for example, uh, it has, even in the years when we have struggled economically, and when there was very hard, even now, a lot of people struggle here, like a pretty big percentage of the population. And the main reason they struggle is because they don't have the global market. They don't have access to the global market. But why do they don't have access to the global market? Not because we don't have internet, we do have. It's because they don't know how to talk properly, to talk English, either at all or properly. But you can always see that those who do have a certain degree of skill in English, they do have access to global markets, and they can offer their services not just to the residents of our country, but to the residents of the world. So you see, the market of potential clients immediately goes up, because even I know that in Bangladesh, your population is of around 180 million, but the world is more than 9 billion. So it's a very big business community and a very big market. And if you don't make an effort and you don't learn and you don't teach yourself and you don't try to master it by practicing and by failing, because every good study goes through hardship and through failures. If you don't go through that, you are denying yourself the right to live a better life. At least that is what I think. That is my opinion. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Ariel Ferdman. So I would like to ask you a question. So can I, please?
yeah, of course, of course.
So I have already shared about my plan and future plan, right? So you have some same intention with me. So now my question is there anything you can teach our students, then they can improve their speaking, their communication, and everything? So is there anything you can contribute us to our English club and for our students?
Yeah, there are actually a couple of things. So, from my personal experience, um, both as a student and as a teacher, I know that the first rule of language is you learn best by doing it. So you know how we all learned our native language. For you, it's Bangalore. Am
Yeah,
I correct?
Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Yeah.
Yes. So for you, how did you learn it? You participated. You started talking as small children, as babies. You heard people talk around you. People were talking with you, and you started muttering different words. So at first it was just sounds, right? It wasn't right. But after a lot of practice, it became words. And after more practice, it became sentences. So this is always true for us. We learn best by doing. So I encourage you to try to write, talk, and read as much as you can in English. But that on its own is not enough. I heard a nice saying not long time ago that if just doing something was enough to master it, doing it every day, then most people would be race drivers, race car drivers, because they're on the road. Well, they drive every day, but their skill doesn't improve from that, just from doing it. It's necessary, but it's not enough. So always strive to find yourself methods to improve. So I already shared a couple, and I will continue to sharing with you as many as I know. So from my experience, the internet is a very powerful tool. So you should always try to communicate with native speakers. And when you communicate with native speakers, especially if it's by writing, Try to go over your conversation after you finished it. Try to read it over. Try to see what you can learn from how they talk, from how they write. Sorry. And also go over what you have written and ask yourself, what can I improve? So I keep this one rule. If every day I find one thing that I can improve in myself, in my technique, in my skill, doesn't matter what I learn, I'm on the good path. My level is increasing. So there are a lot of methods to increase your dominance in language. And sorry, and so this is just one. When more will come to mind, I will share gladly.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel Ferdman, for your valuable speech. Now we have our another special guest, Mr. Ashley Watkins from United States of America. Hey, Ashley,
How you
I'm
guys doing?
yeah, welcome to our program, and please say something about our program, about our students, and about the English Club, please.
Absolutely. So again, thanks for having me. I guess I would like to trail off of what Ariel was just talking about a little bit. Um, First off, um, he's right. In order to do something well, you must do it on an extreme level. You must take it beyond your comfort level in order to get really good at it. So never be afraid to take on things. Matter of fact, I follow these three rules here. You don't need to be right. The rules are meant to be broken, and you determine your value. Um, the rules are set by other people, so break them. Figure a way forward for yourself. You don't need to be right. You make mistakes, like Ariel mentioned. Failure is directly connected to success. So you must fail in order to get to the next level. So consider it, as a good thing. As far as value, you need to be able to communicate your value, and the going language for the world, of course, is English. So take the time, pick up the language, play around with it, make mistakes, watch, listen to different contents, look at different movies, get different perspectives, but really, really embrace it as much as you can, and never be afraid to try to use it. A lot of times people are just looking for people who are trying to make an effort. And I would like to also add that Bangladesh is especially, you guys are, you're under the microscope right now, in terms of opportunity for big companies and other companies like myself that are smaller, and we're looking for more people to bring on board. We want to know what's there. We're interested. We're intrigued. So preparing yourself now to communicate with individuals from around the world as they're preparing themselves to communicate with you, because you should expect that there should be some type of reciprocation there. We're trying to learn how to communicate better to you as well. But just be ready for that. You guys are the generation that's going to make the big changes in Bangladesh. I'm excited about being a part of this forum, and I look forward to your questions.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley Watkins class, for your valuable space. Yeah, I quote your I mention your quote that failure is directly connected to the success. It's really awesome, and this is very much true. So I'm encouraging our students to follow the same. So you never be afraid of doing mistakes, because as Ashley says, failure is directly connected to the success. So there is nothing to worry about failure. So whatever in your mind, just try to improve, try to connect with things, thus you will be improve every day, and you will be towards success, inshallah. So now thank you, Ashley, for your valuable space. I will connect you again whenever we open our session for the students. Okay, if students ask any questions, I will come back to you. Okay, please stay connected. Yeah, thank you. Now
Sure thing. Sure
we
thing.
have our another guest, Barrister Ulara Afrin. She is the founder and president of Women in IP Bangladesh. So, Ulara Afrin, I am inviting you to join us. Please unmute your microphone and join us. Barrister Ulara Afrin.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. It's a very good evening from Bangladesh. Hope all of you are doing well during this pandemic. I think all the guests have said what I was about to say, and especially I would like to focus on, yes, do mistakes and make the mistakes one of the opportunity to change yourself. for English, I would say don't be afraid of practicing. You can practice it in front of the mirror. You can you can always record whatever you say and you can hear it yourself. You can write down what are the mistakes you're making and do the recording again, and always choose the mirror as your friend to communicate. You can also make it the communication to your friends over the phone and wherever you are in person. Try to communicate with your parents at home. Try to communicate with your sister or your brother, whoever is around with you more time. And I think watching movies and listening to English songs are also good practice. And yes, of course, we want to give this a thought because English is very important nowadays in terms of any job opportunities, in terms of traveling, in terms of making any business input, or in terms of your job as well. So as my fellow guest, Ms. Rizwana, has already covered about professional etiquettes and the other sides of learning English, I think I would be always there in terms of any contribution there's required to help the students. And I must say, don't stop practicing. You have to keep on practicing. Speak up, listen, write down, make your maybe your teacher or your elder or senior brothers sisters who can check your English sometimes, or you can also email it to us at leisure time. We can also check it for you. So I think these are the basics that should be done for fluent English. And as I say, we are not expertise in English, but yes, we want for a regular communication and day-to-day, daily basis needs in communication in English. And last but not the least, thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope this information would be helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Barrister Ular Afrin, for your wonderful speech. So I believe you will encourage our students in our club in future. So we have to learn a lot of things from you as well. Okay, Barrister Ulara?
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, so we have almost I mean we have almost reached all of our guests. Now I'm going to open our session for the students. So dear students, the floor is open for you. So if you have any questions in your mind, so please raise your hand and ask to our special guest, our copyright registrar, Barrister Ola Afrin, or anyone who are attending in this meeting, please. Hello, dear students, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please introduce yourself first, then ask your questions.
My name is Shourabh Ghosh. I'm from Janado, Bangladesh. My question is, when I contact any foreigner person, what he can say, I can understand what he can express, but when I try to expressing him, but I cannot properly express him.
Okay, so
How can I improve that, my speaking experience?
okay, okay. So Mr. Ashley, I think you can answer his questions. Ashley.
Sure. One of the things that you can do to improve your experience when it comes to speaking English is to accept what you know. Just accept that and be very comfortable with asking your partner or whoever you're working with or whoever you're having a conversation with to take the time to like just be patient. Never be afraid to ask for some time. I think whoever you're communicating with will appreciate you putting your best foot forward, and you'll also get a chance to get more of your point across if you just take the time to think about what it is you want to say. That also will help to develop you as well. If you can kind of avoid any anxiety along the way. I mean, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but if you can, it'll probably be because you give yourself time to calm down. So just take it slow, calm down. Every American, every person who speaks English, every European who speaks English, it doesn't matter. everyone was once at that same stage and they made it beyond it, and you will too.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley, for your answer. So now, is there anyone, dear students, please raise your hand and ask the questions to our guest. So it's open for you. So this is an opportunity for you guys. So please take this and ask the questions. Yeah, Mr. Arafat Hussain Sain, please unmute your microphone and introduce yourself first, then ask whoever you wish to.
Hello, I'm Arafat Hussain Sam. So I have a question that does grammatical error matters as a beginner when I try to speak in English? Does it matter?
Yeah, I'm again going to Mr. Ashley. Would you please answer this question?
Sure. Grammatical errors, if you're communicating in a business sense, and sometimes honestly, me and my friends, when we're going back and forth on different apps, our grammar's terrible. I'll admit it, it's the worst. But we understand what one another is talking about. However, in a business sense, of course, you want to have a more concise sentence. So what I would suggest is try to keep things short, try to keep them controlled. Um, it, Again, if you're communicating with someone who's doing business with you, they're doing business with you because you're talented at what you do. They understand that maybe communication is something that's being developed, but they're coming to you for your services. So you want to keep in the back of your mind that you want to get your message across to them with clarity, but at the same time, don't worry too much about the rules. Again, the rules are meant to be broken. Break the rules. Make sure that the person understands you. Maybe instead of, like, if you're unsure about your grammar, one of the things that I love when my team does it is they ask me, hey, did that make sense to you? Was I clear? And then if I say not clear, then they go back and they revise, or we get on the phone and have a conversation, whatever works best for them.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now we have Mr. Kamruzzaman Shishir. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question. First, introduce yourself. Yeah, Mr. Shishir.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Kamrujaman Shishir. I would like to ask about this anxiety because most of us, when we're trying to speak English, maybe we know some grammar, maybe we don't, maybe we have some kind of background because we all learn English in school and college. So how should one get out of this anxiety disorder? Because that is the most harmful thing and most endorsing thing that everybody face. So that is my question.
Yeah, thank you. And now I would like to answer this question, Mr. Ariel Ferdman. I think you would be perfect for this question. Ariel Ferdman, unmute your microphone and answer
Yes.
this question, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. As usual, your intuition is correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I can give you, I think, a nice example even now. So after I spoke, I heard Ashley talking really, really well. I really liked what he said, and I think it was very wise. And also, I heard, sorry, with the Bangladeshi names, it's always a bit harder for me to remember. But what is the name of the woman that spoke?
Yeah, the Ulara Afrin, Barrister Ulara Afrin.
Yes, so Ulara also spoke very well, and I felt like, okay, so for example, Ashley, he's a native speaker, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but even then, I felt a bit ashamed because he talks a lot better than me, and in my opinion, Lara also talked better than me. So, in these moments, it's not pleasant, but I have to share with you that all the progress that I have made in my life and all the progress that I have seen people do, it's always through difficulty, through trouble. It is never through something pleasant. So you have to be ready. It's always, you need to humble yourself and to be willing to face unpleasant feelings. Obviously, to try to alienate them, maybe, or deal with them as much as possible. But it's part of the package. Okay, if achieving good things was easy, everybody would have everything. Okay, but achievement and progress is always hard. So there's a very good book that I will give the link to after the lecture in English, that I think has a very, very good philosophy about life and also professionalism. And he said there that if you think what is special about any one of us, it's not what we want, because everybody wants the same things. Basically, everybody wants good things. Everyone wants to have a good job with good money, good pay, and that's not what makes us special. What makes us special is what are we willing to suffer and withstand in order to get what we want, to achieve it. So I can share with you honestly that even coming to this talk, before the talk, I was very nervous because I think my English still isn't good enough. And it's hard, it's hard for me to feel this. But I am willing to do it. And I'm willing to do it for every day, all day long, because I know that this is the only way to get better. So I bring down my pride, I humble myself, and I keep doing it. I keep practicing. And with time, I'm improving, I'm hoping, and I'm sure the same will happen to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel Fardman. And feel free to share me the link. You can share me here, or you can even share me on my WhatsApp. Don't worry, I will share it and distribute it to my students. Okay.
Mr. Mustain, if you allow me, I want to compliment with Mr. Ariel and Ashley.
Yeah, please, Rezona Khan, please.
First, to the students, those who are thinking that yes, we feel hesitated, please note down that I am a pure Bengali medium student. I was basically my HSC and SSC purely from Bangla medium, and then I basically started my bachelor degree in North South University. And from the very first day of my class, what they have basically North South is, I mean, honestly speaking, I have started proper listening and learning. I mean, speaking from North South, because also I was very much hesitated being a Bengali medium student, and the environment we go. I mean, we basically grown up our environment, everything basically. It's not very much English friendly, at least at that time. I mean, I'm talking about almost like 1996. I mean, 90s. I'm talking about 90s. So the problem we faced that we were not comfortable. We basically feel hesitated or frightened and many things. So I can understand your feelings. So being a very much, I mean, you're from a purely Bengali medium, I mean, background, and then I came to North South, and then basically North South made me like confident that no, I have to. I mean, whatever I was talking, I mean, in the class even we were not allowed to talk anything in Bangla. Even it is wrong, we have to ask in English. Even we have to answer, it should be in English. The presentation, the reporting, and everything. So it is very much important, first of all, to break your fear. That is very much important. Do not hesitate. Whatever you are saying, try to talk and try to start communicating with English, even though it is wrong. It is fine, but yes, for professional world, it is very much important, which basically Mr. Ashley also mentioned, that yes, it is important that we need to that should be proper and professional and correct grammar. But even though, first start practicing talking, learning, I mean, listening, speaking, by yourself. And please, what we have done is in our time that also what we do is news article. Please read news article and try to listen more English news like BBC, like CNN, so that you can understand that how basically different accent works. You can improve your listening with, when you used to watch this kind of channels. This is important. So there's just simple tricks I'm talking about. But my part is just don't get hesitated, because this should be the beginning for you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rejwana Khan, for your valuable advice. So now, Ular Afrin, may I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so how our students can improve the fluency of English, I mean English conversations. So your accent was so good. So is there any suggestion for our students? They can improve, I mean, they can follow your advice and they can improve their fluency and accent as well.
Thank you for your question. I think it's more on having a proper saying English which is understandable than going to a proper accent. Like I have studied in the UK, so I have this British accent built in me because I was there for a long time. Other than that, I think the fluency is much more important, which depends on practicing. If you want to be a speaker, a good speaker, I think you have to practice yourself. You can practice it at your home, you can practice in front of the mirror, you can practice with your fellow mates or whomever is in the house, but you have to keep on practicing. There will be mistake at the very initial stage. This is very normal, and you have to go beyond your comfort zone to be a good English speaker. So don't be shy. The anxiety that one of the participants was talking about, you have to break through. You just have to break through yourself. You cannot be shy. You cannot be afraid of yourself, of not being a good speaker. You cannot be afraid of not being telling properly or communicate properly to someone. You have to keep on practicing. You can record yourself on your mobile phone. You can hear it yourself. What wrong happened? You just can take a normal newspaper or any magazine or anything in English in front of you, read out to yourself, speak to yourself, make yourself questions and answer them. I think these are the very basics that you can try on your own. If you don't have anyone, to talk to yourself, read something, ask yourself questions and answer them. And where are the loopholes, you note it down and you practice it the next day again. So I think this would be a good, fast, and easier way to practice communication so that you can be good in speaking English. And then once you build up your good speaking skills, I think then the accent would automatically come. I think what channel you see or what movies you're watching, it's more on the accents. So the more you see the American ones or the more you see the UK ones, I think then it will be adaptable on yourself. There will be no harsh lines on those.
Yeah, but Barrister Ulara, do you have any suggestion for the books? I mean, do you have any material suggestions? Like, is there any book they can buy and practice? And is there any suggestions? I mean, a proper guideline that our students can follow step by step and improve their English as well. So, do you have any academics book suggestions for this?
No, unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I do not have any academic recommendation, but however, any English book or maybe everyday newspaper, I think it's good enough. Like whatever reports we see in our everyday newspaper, for example, if it's Daily Star or if it's New Age or Financial Express, everybody can access through internet online. Once you see the headlines or maybe something you are interested about, you read them and then you ask your questions maybe about its perspective or maybe about if you were in that place what you would have done or any circumstantial situations you can think of yourself and you can speak to yourself, that these are my answers to all these articles. Or you can go to any bookstore, or I think you definitely can find some learning English or speaking or how to practice speaking English. I think there are some basic books in the general bookstores that would be very helpful. But in the meantime, if I can find them or search them online, definitely I will recommend those.
Yeah, thank you, Laura, friend, for your valuable advice. Now, dear students, yes, someone I see, yeah, Mr. Ratul Shikdar, please unmute your microphone and ask your questions, please.
Assalamualaikum, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
I am Ratul Shikdar. I am from Dhaka. I have one situation that when I start to talking English, my heart beating fast, and my heart talk to my mind that you cannot talk in this language. And when I start to talk, it takes time to make a sentence. What I wanted to say, and in the to improve myself, what question should I have to ask? This is this hesitate me, and one suggestion that I want to get suggestion that how can like us make English as our habit, as our part. Thank you.
Yeah, so again, I'm asking Ashley to address this question, please. Ashley.
Hey, okay, so let me come off the mute. Before I jump into that question, I want to thank Ariel for his comments. I thought that was really nice of him. Also, I believe, and I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast, but I believe Ariel is a phenomenal speaker. And everyone else I heard on here, you guys all sound like better speakers than me when it comes to English. Everyone else on this panel, you guys are phenomenal. I actually still stand in front of the mirror today, and I speak to myself, and I work on my projection, and I work on, you know, my articulation. It is something that you can lose. So it must be practiced even by someone who was born and raised in the United States and has moved and lived in Asia for 4 years now. South Korea has broken English. Of course, Thailand, where I am currently located, there's a lot of broken English. So I happen to pick up those traits, and I can't speak with my mother. And she's a teacher, and she's always asking me, why are you talking like that? So guys and girls and ladies and men, it's okay to study. Now to jump into the question, what I would suggest, okay, I know this is gonna sound funny, try Google, but use these two words when you're typing into Google: required reading, and then do first grade, do second grade, do third grade. So you do required reading and then first, and you can go all the way up to 12th grade. If you say required reading, first grade, Google's going to produce a list for you of books that first graders are required to read. I'd suggest reading all those books. And once you've completed those and you feel like you can read through those very easily, move on to second grade. And when you're done, move on to third, fourth, fifth, and so on and so forth. By the time you arrive to middle school, you'll be able to conduct business with just about anyone. And middle school starts around 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But to be honest, business people, when they're having conversations, especially internationally, we tend to bring down the sophistication or how complex or how hard. We bring down the hardness of the conversation a great deal. And so we fall around 6th or 7th grade. When I write here in Asia, I use an app called Hemingway app, and I can drop that in the link as well here in a second. But Hemingway will actually let me know which grade I'm writing in. So I'm always trying to stay within 6th to 7th or 6th to 8th grade, in that range, just to communicate with anyone for the most part. Even when I'm communicating with people back home, I want it to be understandable. So what you can do to better your English is to go through the required reading list that's published by the country, and that all students must learn. And it's a very easy way to get started and build some momentum.
Yeah, but he has another question. How he can stop his heartbeats, you know?
Oh, like the anxiety? Again, I think it's most important. First of all, I would like to add this. You know your language. Now you're learning English. And on top of that, you're being hired because you know another language, whether it's Golang or whatever you're coding in. You are the more qualified, you're the more intelligent individual in the conversation. Now, the person doing business with you needs you. Never forget that. Okay, so they're coming to you for what you can do at the value that you, like, you're bringing immense value. Trust me. Keep that in mind. Remain humble. In the beginning, let them know I am constantly working on improving my English. I would like for you to be patient with me at times when I'm trying to get my message across. Okay, if they're a good partner, they're going to extend that patience because you're providing them with something that they need. So you can easily get rid of the anxiety by following rule 3, which is determining your own value. Okay, get that across early off. Get your value across in the beginning. And one way that you can do that is impressing people by saying, hey, I'm working hard. I'm putting everything I got into improving my English so I can better communicate with those in different countries. So please allow me the time to get my point across or to get my, to get my questions off or whatever. So.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley, for your wonderful answer. So now I am giving the chance to Mr. Imran Hussain. Please unmute your microphone and introduce yourself. Ask your question, please. Imran Hussain.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. I'm Imran Hussain. I'm working as a freelancer and also a web designer in a private firm. Before I asking question, I would like to share something about my life that I experienced when I was working as a freelancer. I work a lot of clients. There, most of them are native speakers from Europe, America, or British. So most of them, it was very hard to me to understand their questions most of the time. So when I didn't understand anything, I would ask them to please, could you please explain me again, or could you please give me an example or write in the details. So maybe I was lucky that most of my clients are very helpful. They explain me in details, and if I don't understand, I ask them that please forgive me for my misunderstanding, because I am still learning, and I'll trying my best to improve my English, and as well as everything I'm trying to improving. But I believe I can help. I can serve you the best, and I will try to serve my best. So my question is it any platform in virtually that most of our problem is that they don't have any partners to practice English in home. And if if we talk in publicly, most of the people is laughing that maybe he is mad or something like that. So is there any virtual platform where we can practice listening or speaking, something like that? This is my question, sir. Thank you so much.
You're on mute, Mustain.
Oh, sorry, Ariel. So I think you should address this question because this is sounds familiar with you. So would you please answer this?
Yeah, and there's one more thing I wanted to say, but can you repeat the question, please? Because that's the only part I didn't hear.
Yeah, the question was, is there any app or is there any solutions where he can find his partner to speak with him or practice with him?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So first, thank you, Ashley, for the for the warm words. And I think that you are right on the spot in everything you said. And so thank you. I'm also learning from you. And regarding the question, there are actually quite a lot of apps. I know the most famous that come to mind is Duolingo, but there are actually quite a bit. So I suggest that after the live stream, I will just link and send all those apps that I know of. Actually, there are even apps that today that help you train your accent with AI. You talk to them and record, and they give you specific tips about how to improve even what part of the word you didn't pronounce correctly, which syllable. So it's amazing. There are amazing tools today, but I feel like I should address also the question about the heart beating. And
yeah, please.
So yeah, so I identify with you. Whoever asked that question, it is very relatable. I feel the same way almost all the time. So, but I think that there's something that's really important here. You know, in today's time, it seems like we are so much in tune in wanting to find paths that will be more comfortable, maybe. And people are so eager. There are a lot of people that will tell us a lot of ways and ideas and theories of how to make things easier. And I'm not saying it's not possible or you shouldn't strive for it, but I think that we should also ground this approach with the other side of things. And that is Hardship in life is unavoidable. Okay, hardship is not a bad thing. Hardship is what gives me a sense of achievement. If what I achieve would, if it came easy to me, I would not feel any sense of achievement. So whatever comes easy, I don't appreciate it. And also think about this. Have you ever been to the dentist? Do you know how do you feel before going to the dentist? I can tell you that I'm dying on the inside. I don't like I'm so scared, before going there, and there is absolutely nothing you can say that will make it easier for me. But I still go, and I grind my teeth and I do it. And why do I do it? Because I know that once it's done, I'm better. That's better for me. So sometimes there aren't shortcuts. You just need to go through the difficulty, with the difficulty, and even try, if it's possible, to change your perspective about these hardships. So if your heart is beating, I tell myself, wow, it took some serious courage to go through this. So I'm brave. This is always trying to, but even if I wouldn't find this perspective, it doesn't matter. I go through the hardship. I cherish. I learned in my life the biggest improvement that I've made was learning to accept and to love hardship and effort. So this, I think, is the qualities that can make you successful no matter what you're doing. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel. So now, Sumaya Chaudhuri, is your turn. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question, please.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Somaya. Actually, my question was quite related with Imran Hussain. Uh, we talk English only when we work with outside of our country or any office work, and after end of the day, we talk with our family and friends in Bangla, and they also feel comfort in Bangla. That's why we don't keep it regularly. That's the reason my speaking fluency is breakdown. So how I recover it, and is it possible?
Yeah, so I think this is a very common question. So this question answer could be addressable from Miss Rezwana Khan. Rezwana Khan, Appa, would you please address her question?
Can you just ask the question again?
Yeah, her question was in their daily life, they are very comfortable in Bangla, but how they can start English conversation at their home,
That is basically, that is also our habit, because first of all, is Bengali is our mother tongue. I mean, there is no, please don't get hesitated that, this is our mother tongue, first of all. And we need to start reading newspapers, English newspapers or news articles. Then we need to, if you basically, watch English channels like movies, so watch movies together, then discuss about the movie, that whether they understand or not. Okay, if you can't understand, then please read the subtitles. That is important, so that you can get the language. Whatever it is they're telling, maybe you cannot catch it at that time, but after reading that subtitle, you can understand that yes, that was the accent and that they were talking about. So this kind of practice is important if you want to also talk English, in your home. Then read newspaper, news, English news articles, watch movies together, watch news channels together, like CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, and all. Whatever basically we can see. So this kind of practice is more important. If you used to do it, then I think that this will help you for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rajana Khan. Now, Mr. Asghar Ali, please unmute your microphone and introduce yourself, then ask your question. Asghar Ali.
Thank you, sir. I'm Mohammad Abdullah Asghar Ali. I am from Dhaka in Bangladesh. We are Bengali medium student. We are fluently speak in Bangla, but when we are try to speak in English, we are not rearrange our sentence. We are always try to translate translate in Bangla. As a result, we are not able to speak in English, but how can solve this translating problem and thinking in English similar Bengali. Also how to avoid our nervousness and suggest any practicing a platform or guideline that help us. We prepared our speaking topics that will be help us and improve our confidence and easily communicate with other person.
Yeah. So what is the main question? Your main
Uh,
question was about
uh,
how you can
how
stop
to
translating, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah,
All,
Mr. Yeah.
Also nervousness and nervousness, avoid our nervousness.
Yeah, this nervousness is the main issue for everyone. Okay, Mr. Ashley, can you address this question? I mean,
Yeah.
how he can stop translating and how he can out of his I mean, he comes out of his uncomfortness, I mean, nervousness. He has two questions.
Yes. And then I also think he mentioned also thinking in English as well,
Yeah.
able to think in Bengali. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and I could probably address that one first because I think that that's, a really hard question to answer, especially since, again, English is my first language. I've only ever needed to think in English. But I think one thing that helps me to better understand other people's interpretation of language is, like mentioned before, you should watch different TV shows. Maybe don't just focus on the same genre. Look at different genres. Expand your content into different spaces because we create in the United States and in different parts of the world where English is the prominent language. We create language or we create content for different niches of people. So you can learn that way. Um, Another thing I would say to help speak in or to think in English is to play English games. Um, what that does is, it internalizes your thinking. And if you're internalizing with the alphabet and you're making decisions based on words that you see, you can find a lot of English games online. What it does is it helps you to think in English. So play games. Uh, that would be to the first question. The second question, can I get a repeat on that?
Yeah, the second question was how he can stop translating.
How can he start translating?
Yeah, stop.
Oh, stop translating.
Yeah.
Translating English.
Yeah, I mean, he is always translating from Bangla to English, then he is trying to speak. So that's the main problem. That's the main thing stopping him his to become his fluent.
Sure, absolutely. Because I translate a lot here in Thailand or in Japan, South Korea.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can go into a coffee shop and say, green tea latte hanjang tu sayo, which means can I have a green tea latte? Again, it's going to come down to practice. It's also going to come down to communication. Blitzia. That's I think that's a cuss word in Russian, but I picked it up because I have a Russian friend and she shares with me, cuss words, ironically. So it's going to be constant engagement with people who want to learn the language. In today's times, you should be partnering up with someone and making them commit to, at least 30 minutes or 15 minutes on Zoom every day where you guys do nothing but talk about, life in English. Have a regular conversation, not one that's, following some script. Literally try to have hey, how are you doing today? What did you do today? How much time did you spend doing that? And guys, I will send you a link to an app that I know a lot of people around the world are using. My wife, who was also a teacher, she would even use the app at times to teach people English. So I will figure out what the name of that app is and I'll share it with you guys. It's definitely something that you can hop on and speak with native English speakers. And if you just have regular conversations, so I'll share that with you.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. Now, Mr. Masum Billah, please unmute your microphone and introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I'm Masum Billah from Dhaka. I actually have two questions. My first question is, each of our guests keep insisting that we should go beyond our comfort zone and practice. But I would like to ask, how do you exactly do that? I mean, not every day we get chances like this, speaking to honorable guests like today. Most of the time we are either practicing with family or friends. I mean, they are part of our comfort zone. So how do you exactly do that? And my second question is, when I'm sorry, when I'm talking to someone in English, when somebody asks me something, I process that question in my brain and translate it into Bangla, and then I prepare my question in my answer in Bangla, and then I process it into English, and then I say, is that a bad thing or it is just normal?
Yeah, Mr. Masum Billah, thank you. I think we have your answer. I mean, your question answer. The first question answer is how you can practice, how you can find your partner, right? So the best answer would be Mr. Ashley and Ariel Fardman is going to give us an application link. So through that applications, we can find our English partner and we can practice every day and we can improve our English. Okay. The second question is about what was your second question? Can you please repeat it? I forgot.
My second question was like when I'm talking to someone in English or someone asks me something in English, I process that question and translate it into Bangla in my brain, and then I
That's
prepare
the
my
same question.
answer in Bangla, and then
Yeah, I got it. But that's the same
yes,
question.
sir.
I mean, you should stop translating. And this is a bad habit, I think. But still, I am asking Rezwana Khan to address this question, especially this one. Is translating good habit or a bad habit? Miss Rezwana Khan, would you please address this issue?
Can you just exactly again, I mean, just mention the question so that
Yeah,
I
the
can.
question was, most of the time we translate. At first, we translate from Bengali to English, then we try to deliver our speech. So that is this bad habit or good habit, or what do you have any suggestion for this?
I mean, this is natural because Bengali is our mother tongue. So it is obviously I mean, most of us, I mean, from Bengali medium, we normally talk and English is not our mother tongue. So it is very much obvious and it is normal that we normally translate to now. Maybe I don't need that because of the fluency and I always talk in English, but though still I have many problems, but yes, now I don't do that. But I mean, initially, this is very normal. This is very, very normal.
Yeah. So this is okay, right?
Yes, yes, obviously.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we have Mr. Jahidul Islam. Yeah, Jahidul Islam, please unmute and introduce yourself.
Hi there, my name's Jahid. I'm currently a freshman. I'm in my senior at my senior year in high school. So my question is that usually after the graduation after completing our graduation, we usually search or seek for jobs. So if me as a foreigner go to another country and me trying to find a job, there is like few issues came up, such as the problem that we face usually is English as always there. So you being as a CEO, I think you do most part of the hiring part, or maybe you have a hiring director for this. So you get a lot of emails and etc. and so on. So could you please tell us like how we can write a professional email to send our CV so that we can have a better interaction with the guy who is managing the director process. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Jahidul Islam. So Ashley, I think you would be the best person to address this.
Okay, so sure. Okay, for me personally, again, I mentioned earlier that I use an app called Hemingway, and I write in that app. because it's free, and all you have to do is go to the website and it immediately opens up and you can immediately begin writing into it. And what it does is it'll let you know what's grammatically correct, what sentences are hard to read. It'll highlight so many different aspects of your sentence. So it's not looking for spelling, although it does reflect spelling issues. It's looking for the structure of your sentence as well. So what you can do is you can write out, you should write from feeling. You should always produce from feeling first, so you can get across your character, get across who you are, so that people get an idea of what's important to you by, you know, what you write first. Maybe you're someone who wants to introduce yourself based on your character first. So you can say, hey, I'm a hard worker. I really, you know, I care about what I do. I really want to be the best, you know, whatever you're doing that I can be. And maybe you'll start with that, and then you'll get into what you've done so far and what you're looking to do. However you structure it, take that same information once you're done writing it and copy and paste it into the Hemingway app. And I'll put that in the chat section right now, and you'll be able to see it. I've added the other app called Cambly, which is the app that you can join this app and you can speak with people, and they're very patient people. They know you're learning English. They're excited to be on the call with you. I'm not sure if this has a cost connected to it, but check it out, see what you can do. Yeah, and so I'll just share that with you. So hemingwayapp.com is a great place that you can drop your resumes or your cover letters, and you can have it checked. Another thing that you can do is you can partner up with someone who's studying English almost as a profession. So if you're in university or if you're near a university, maybe a quick conversation in Bengali. Is that the language? Is that how we say the language? The name of the language is Bengali?
Yes, Bengali.
Okay, so you can speak your mother tongue with someone who's studying English and partner up with them. And what that will do is, you know, if you're very patient with this individual, you can learn from them, you know, so you can figure out maybe what you did and, you know, where you can improve, and maybe you can work a deal with them. Like, hey, if I win this contract, I'll share, you know, my first 10% with you or something like that. So just trying to give you some strategies on how to get around things, and to always, I want you guys to remember that everything that you come across, as Ariel mentioned earlier, you know, it is hardships that make all of us on this planet who we're going to be. It's what we decide that we want to be better than that makes us who we are. So if you're facing a challenge, and everyone here is facing a challenge, first, good on you. Good on you. That's like, seriously, I applaud everyone in here. I feel this is a moment for me right now. I was not expecting to feel the way I'm feeling. I'm overwhelmed with inspiration. I'm motivated by everyone in here. And honestly, like, I want you to know, like, just work around, you know, your issues. Strategize to get around the walls. Do not come to a wall and stop. Figure out a way around it. There's many ways to do this thing. Look in other markets, learn from other markets that are dealing with the same issues, study their ways, try to learn from them, and then apply it yourself. It is in this sense, it's a competition, and that's a part of the game.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. Now we have Mr. Bilal Hossain, assistant teacher. Please unmute your microphone, introduce yourself, and ask your question, please. Bilal Hossain.
Thank you, sir. I am MD Bilal Hussain from Bagrat. I am a high school teacher. In our country, we think those who can speak a little more English are more educated. I am a secondary school teacher. My subject is agriculture, so I can't speak English very well. Many times I feel very bad. Why can't I as a teacher? That is why I am very interested in learning English. How I can learn English easily.
Okay, thank you, Bilal Hussain, for your question. So, Ariel Fardman, would you please address this question? How he can improve his English conversation and English communication skill?
Yes. So what there's some okay. Um, yeah. So one of the most important things that I came across in learning English or in learning in general is a community. It's very, very important to have a community. So you know what, like I'm not sure how it is over in Bangladesh, but I'm guessing it's pretty much the same in the whole world. So when I was a child, I was always warned, don't go with these people. They are not good. Don't hang out with these kids. They are not good, and they will eventually drag you to a bad path. So you see, and also Ashley, when he was talking, he said that he knows a word, so a curse word in Russian, which I happen to speak. But he also shared that he knows it through a friend, a female Russian friend.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, Roswana also was talking about living in, or maybe it was not her, I'm not sure, living in the United Kingdom, in England.
No,
So,
she was Ulara Afrin.
oh, Ulara, sorry. Ulara was talking about living in England. So it's a very common motive that whoever you surround yourself, whatever environment or community you immerse yourself in, it will have a very big impact on you. So if for example, I now want to learn anything like web design, I go to chat rooms of people who are learning web design or designers, and I hang out there. I hang out with them because that way I get an opportunity to actually participate actively in what interests me. So if you're looking for more participation, try to form communities. You already have the Facebook community, which is very good. Okay, try to come up with mutual events, spend time together, online even, talk to each other, write to each other, try to communicate mainly in English, and I'm sure you'll see great benefits.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel Fardman, for your valuable advice. We are
Thank you,
almost
sir.
at the we are almost at the end of our program. So right now, I'm asking our copyright registers or permissions to to start our launching club, our English club. Sir, would you please unmute your microphone and say something about our English club and start the process?
Thank you, Mr. Billa. Actually, I was listening and I was wondering you have already forgot my existence because all the times you are very busy and engaged with a very attractive questions and also very smart response from our dignitaries. Well, just I have a few words about the questions. That is, you are looking for a tool or app. That is, you can go for a BBC Learning English. So you'd get a very easy app to learn how to speak or how to read a short story. There are huge materials. I think it would be a better option for all of the beginners you are here. Then, from myself, I am also Bengali medium student, and when I came and to got my admission in the Dhaka University at that time, I was also as at your position, and all of the classes were conducted in English, but I couldn't guess them. At that time, what I did, I actually to improve my vocabulary. How? It's I've started at night 5 sentences, at least five sentences in English as my diary. It was my routine job, and then I try to read out a very small story. At there, I got few words which actually were not known to me. That helped me to actually learn English, English at least to conduct my class. So this is my recommendation to all of you who actually are the beginner. I think here we have so many students who have very good command in English. But I am talking about the beginner, that you can start as I suggested. Please write down at least 5 sentences every day in your diary in English. What you did in the whole day. And then try to just go to the BBC Learning English. Then you will get a few stories, very short story. So at that story, you will also enjoy the story, and you will also get a few words which are actually known to or not known to you. So you try to apply yourself in try to write down in English. So after or with the same word, you can try to write down at least 3, 4, 5 sentences. Then it will give you more once after a few days. Then you have the command on that basic words. In this way, you can enrich your vocabulary. However, there are many ways, and Mr. Ferdman has already told you. He will also share you a few apps. I think these apps also can help you to enrich yourself. However, last but not least, I would again say, please don't try to be a very wise or very very much command or to master in English. You just need for a communication to express yourself. That's I think it would be good enough for us to deliver ourselves. So don't worry, go on, and after this course, you would find yourself that you can actually communicate yourself in English, and that is from my side. I think inshallah we would reach at our goal. Thank you all.
Yes, sir. We are at the end of our program, so we are going to finish. We are going to end this program. So, would you like to say something about our English club students and say greet them and start the, start our English club and say some few words that, you say something about our English club and launch our English club.
Never mind, I have already talked many words. I don't want to make bore everyone.
Yeah, just I'm giving you 30 seconds to warm up the sessions and end of the session. Okay.
Okay. Then I want to say, once upon a time, we know that knowledge is power. Every time we have to say knowledge is power. But today, this is not only knowledge is power. Nowadays, it's called communication is power. So we have to know the art of communication. To achieve our goal, we have to know how to speak in English, how to speak in foreign language. So at least we have to learn it. I think to capture this foreign language, I think our club uh, would have a wonderful contribution to achieve our goal. And to arrange this kind of opportunity, I must I must thank and thank and gratitude to Mr. Billa. I think it would be a very benefited and helpful to all of our trainees, and I think it would be wonderful opportunity for us. So today I would like to declare the launching ceremony of our English language club.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your speech. So now, Ashley.
Yes, again.
Yeah, so we are almost at the end of our program. Say bye to our students and say something about our class. Is there any way you can contribute to our club?
Absolutely.
How about Ariel Hartman? You also join us and unmute your microphone. Rejwana Khan, you also unmute your microphone and contribute us. Is there any way you guys can contribute our English club, thus we can do more better in future?
Sure, keep me involved.
Definitely. First of all, yes, definitely, I would try to give my input for definitely for the students and the who wants to learn or who wants to listen our experience and the guidance. So that's pretty much it. But what I've already mentioned that I will try to give input on business English and also professional etiquette. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Ariel Fordman. Yeah,
I believe that Ashley, I believe that Ashley was about to say something.
Oh,
yeah. So I need you guys to, I mean, say something about our English club, and we just end this program.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, sure. So I'm going to set up an email and I'll share it with Mr. Billa, and I'll ask that he share it with all that's on this call. And feel free to send me emails. I will, do the best I can to respond. If you want me to, I'll point out. Like if you're working on a document or a cover letter, I'll do the best I can, guys, to assist you in that area, or to take an hour out of my day, to really focus in on what you guys are doing and what those emails are, and I'll dedicate that to the growth of this group. I really believe in everyone. I love the questions that everyone asked here. I love the way that everyone's thinking. I have to be honest with you guys. I know people back in the United States who are there, they don't even know that they're alive right now. Let me put it that way. They don't understand the amount of the value of their language, the value of the things that they've been given. They don't really see it because they've been given it. And I try to tell them all the time, there are people in the world who, given, if they just got a percentage of what you get, they would surpass you with it. And guys, the internet is stronger. We're stepping into 5G now. And then on top of that, this Zoom connection is really bringing the world together. You're actually a lot further along mentally, just in the fact that you're here and you're in this group with Mr. Billa and his partners. This is says a lot about you, and you're on a strong track. You can really take this and make make something of yourself. You can create a foundation that you can stand on top. I truly believe that you're with good people, and I really believe in you guys. So I will contribute my email, and again, the 3 rules: you don't always need to be right. The rules are meant to be broken, and you determine your value.
Thank you, Ashley. So thank you all for attending our sessions. I'm very glad Ash is here, Ariel Fardman is here, Rezwana Khan. You also thank you for your presence. Ariel Fardman, thank you very much. Jafar Raza sir, thank you very much for the wonderful speech, and all
Can
of our
someone
students.
Muslim, or is there no time? It's okay if there's no time.
Yeah, it's okay. So you can conclude, no problem.
One last thing I really want to share with everyone. I want to commemorate all like I want to compliment all of you who showed up. Also, everyone that's contributed to the discussion, asked questions, to all the people trying to answer, and to Mostaine for organizing this. I think it's very valuable. And I would like to tell you this. If you want your life to be a bit out of the ordinary, a bit better than the ordinary, then do things that are not ordinary. Okay? Don't ask yourself, why should I do that? It's hard. Why should I do that? I would not see anything out of it. No, try to do. I do it all the time, and my life is, thanks to that, are really not ordinary. So go the extra mile. Do things that others are not doing. Be more motivated, be more determined, and if you do that, I'm sure that your life will be not ordinary. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. So I think that's it for today. We are almost done. So thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ariel Fardman. Thank you, Rejwana Khan. Thank you, Jafar Raza sir. And thank you, all of our students who are really attended our sessions. So yeah, so have a good night. Bye bye. Assalamu
Good night.
alaikum to everyone.